I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
As a brief introduction, my mother Emily, age 12, and her sister Sophie, age 23, left Germany and arrived in Zamora, Yolo County, in 1893. They were met by their uncle Stolls, who took them to his farm in Hungry Hollow. Emily's youngest son, Arthur Bischoff, spent time on the farm from 1932 to 1935. Excessively underweight and weak at age 12, it was felt that good country, fresh air, and food would help in the situation. The cousins did well, for I gained 12 pounds that summer. What's more, I never felt homesick during my stay. The Stoll family at the time of my visit consisted of Kate, Will, and Emil. Routine breakfast was a real soup bowl of mush or oatmeal, covered with 1/4 to 1/2 inch of pep or bran flakes, followed by a layer of preserves, apricot, peach, or fig jam, then topped off with thick cream. The farming and ranching family had cows, so cream was no problem at all. The family took their meals together. Lunch was in the main meal, and all stopped to work in the field or at the home in order to eat together. This meal consisted of meat, mashed potatoes, homegrown vegetables, and canned or fresh fruit. Supper was the same every day, consisting of homemade cottage cheese, solid sour milk, 2 soft-boiled eggs, fried potatoes, and milk. I particularly enjoyed watching the parrot Laurita eat her allotted share of cottage cheese while holding the teaspoon in which it was served to her. Once or twice a month on Sundays, the Stolls had visitors from various German families, members from the Bay Area. The visitor would have lunch and stay a couple hours before returning home. Chicken was always the main course on Sunday visits. Emma would simply go out to the yard, pick out a chicken, cut off its head, and Kate would cook it. Someone, probably Emma, would go to Woodland once a week to shop for necessities which were used on the farm and ranch. The Nugget Market, although now a major emporium, was just a small everyday store then. When business had been concluded, Emma would take me to an ice cream parlor for a milkshake. Once in a while, Emma would take me to enjoy chop suey at a Chinese restaurant. Emma would go catfishing once a week at Knight's Landing and would take me with him. We would pack a special lunch for the occasion. I had a BB gun while I was in Cape, and one day I shot a hummingbird, and Emil gave me a severe reprimand. There were deer in the area and rattlesnakes. I loved to play on the farm equipment. My child's imagination could create all sorts of wonderful things. The blacksmith shop allowed me to make horseshoes by turning the crank and hammer on the anvil. The harvester became a stagecoach, which probably serviced the entire West. In reality, boxes of rocks were attached to various machines, and these pellets were used to wake up a reluctant mule with a pitch or two. I slept in a bed on the porch, while Kate and Emil slept inside the house. Kate slept downstairs, and Emil slept upstairs. Will always slept in a sheep herder's hut. After my stay at the Stolls farm, I returned to San Francisco to attend school. But when older, say in high school, I would go back to Cape and work with the almond huller for 25 cents an hour. Almonds had layers of edible kernels being inside the brown hull, which was in turn inside a still bigger hull. The outer hull was removed during the harvest by breaking off as it fell to the ground. The almonds and inner hulls were then placed on a conveyor belt of the huller and beaten until the hulls fell away. 3 people had worked to separate the almonds from the residue. The almonds were then placed on a 4-by-foot tray and allowed to dry in the sun. Will Stolls died on April 11, 1959, and left a large bequest to St. John's United Church for the purpose of building and maintaining a retirement village for the aged. In December of 1964, his sister Kate died. Remaining sibling Emil was on hand at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Stallwood Homes Retirement Village in Woodland, and took up residence in one of the Stallwood's first cottages. The Stall family is now buried in the Cape Cemetery.